guys. So day 16 with some stumbling blocks, some missed days. Anyway, I counted 16. Yesterday I was driving and I was posting my video as I was driving. Well, I had recorded it and somehow it did not upload at all. So now I went to just check. It was more than 24 hours and it was still saying 23 minutes to go. So I canceled that now for a minute, but I will upload that one and then this one back to back. But I did do a video yesterday. It just somehow the universe decided it's not gonna share my video because also in my video I was talking about alcohol and coffee, how I was gonna give them up for a while, and I didn't say exactly for how long, but I was just gonna take a little break. Not a little by, you know, one week or 1 day or 3 hours, which is kind of funny because my break was very short because as yesterday morning I was recording that video, but yesterday evening I was back on the wine. So went to my husband's cousins and aunties and uncles. They kind of live all nearby. There was like 5 houses we went. They're all in the same neighborhood, few minutes drive from each other. It's amazing. I'm like, let's sell our house here in the city and move to the country and have all this family around us. We don't have any close family here near us at all, so it's quite tough with the kids and the family, and you know, friends are friends, but family is different. So surely I was like, no, I've had enough of alcohol now. I'm off alcohol. I'll have a cup of tea, and then I had another tea, and then went to the next house, and then I had more tea, and by the time we were in like 3rd house, and I had, I don't know how many cups of tea. I was like, oh, I'll just have a little glass of wine. Everybody else was on red wine. I was like, I'll just have a little glass. I'll start the next day. And then we went to the 4th house where we stayed for the night, and I was like, there was a whole big table, like cheese board with chutneys and cheeses and meats and crackers and bread and, you know, all of that. And I was like, there's no way I'll sit here all night not drinking wine with all this. No, I didn't get drunk. I was just sipping away a little bit. So I was more sensible than I was on the Christmas day. And surely then I was like, same for the coffee. I was like, whatever, I'll have a coffee with you in the morning. But I am actually serious about giving up alcohol and coffee, and I am actually starting tomorrow. Because today already we were driving back and I had coffee and everything, so I'm starting everything, coffee and alcohol, off tomorrow. And I was thinking, we had a long drive. We had about 2 hours to drive to where the relatives are living, and we had about 2 hours to drive back today. So I had some time to just sit and think, whatever. Like, kids had some struggles, so I had to kind of engage with them for a long time, but like there were some quiet moments, and I was like, how long will I do it? I have not still decided, but it'll be at least, I was thinking, a month, 3 months, a year. Haven't decided yet. See, I'm not a great resolutions keeper type of person. As I said in the beginning, when I started this 111 days of videos, I was like, I cannot even brush my teeth 111 days straight. There's no way. There's no way. Routine is just not my thing. And I've always struggled against it. But then when I learned about my human design, I was like, okay, maybe I can accept that I'm just not a routine person. I mean, I will do routine things if I absolutely have to. Obviously, before I had kids, I had a proper working career as a nurse. You know, you have to, and other jobs as well, you know, little things, whatever, coffee shops and shops and stuff. Yeah, before my nursing work. But I have a commitment to be in a hospital for a shift, I'll be there. But the thing is, what keeps me there is adrenaline. Always adrenaline. That actually makes me think about, I mentioned once briefly before, maybe we'll talk about it longer another time, but possibly the ADHD type of brain chemistry. I don't really like this diagnosis, and I've been wondering, will I get myself tested? What will it give me? What would I do differently? So I don't want to label myself yet. I'm not diagnosed or anything, but there's definitely signs that I've been thinking towards that. But like one thing was what I mentioned yesterday as well, the way the coffee is calming rather than energizing. But that's only one of many points of perspective. But another one is I can only get things done with adrenaline. Whoever has a diagnosed ADHD or a child, or there's different types and stuff as well, and different experiences, and there's not many people listening to these videos, as I see, which is fine, because the more free I can be, and the more myself I can be, and the more open I can be, and the more just being here I can be. Yeah, as a typical ADHD person, it has to be the whip of the adrenaline before I get out of the house, before I get into the car, before I get dressed, before I get anything done. So yes, I'll get to work on time. Yes, I got to school on time, but my on time to get to school was always like literally the moment when teacher was standing up in front of the class, starting the class. This was the moment. I had the skill of being there. I knew by minute how many minutes it takes me to get to school, and I would just be there by the minute. So I didn't rely on traffic or buses, so I didn't have to have any extra time. Even though it was my sister, 1 year younger than me, so we were in the same school, we lived in the same house, obviously, we had the same school way, but we often didn't go to school together. My memories of going to school was walking to school by myself, because she couldn't tolerate waiting to the last minute. So she would leave 5 minutes before, and then I would leave to go to school, and we would go to school separately. Yeah, and then even committing to this 111 days while refreshing my memory and rereading a lot of the stuff about human design and being mental projector, there was even your work, it shouldn't be, even if you do a YouTube channel, specifically somebody was talking, no point doing one of those channels when you're committing, I'll be here every day at this time, because it's just not, I'm just gonna feel bad showing up and saying oh, I didn't make it yesterday, and having all the excuses, whatever. You can call them excuses, you can call them life, but the fact is that some people are much more dedicated than others, which I'm not. So the same with starting a new start of no alcohol and no coffee. It's actually difficult to give up all your crutches at the same time, like coffee and alcohol. And I'm gonna get into talking about a diet as well, or whatever, changing the way I'm eating, because I've been completely off the rails, and I know better, and I've done better, and I've done worse. I'm just gonna throw it out here that about 2 years ago, I finally lost all the baby weight that's been hanging on top of me. It was about 20 kilos. And in 2 years, I've gained it all back. Because I was like, yay, I'm in my pre-baby weight. Now I can enjoy the life again. And here we are, back at the top of after the second baby weight. which is very depressing and was so hard to start. So I suppose why I even gave up yesterday, gave in on that alcohol for one day, was like because I didn't share it yesterday, but I'm also thinking of starting taking my diet seriously. And since my kind of, what you call it, kind of addiction type of personality, I do have the coffee addiction and on top of that the carb addiction as well. So I'm absolutely not one of those moderator type of people. Absolutely, I'm a all or nothing. So there's no point fooling myself that I can moderate myself. I was like, oh, I'll have a little bit of this and I'll just balance my diet, and you know, I'll be just eating good. Plus I'm too well educated as well to understand that everything in moderation is shit. Like that everything in moderation also includes processed foods in moderation, and coffee in moderation, and wine in moderation. And so it's not working for me. So I'm not gonna go too deep into what's my diet plans, because I haven't actually decided. I'm between two ways to go. I will be doing, whoever knows about constellation therapy. So I'm gonna do diets, or do strategies. Let's not call them diets. 2 types of planning to kind of get my health and my weight, because it's not only about the weight, why I want to lose the weight. It's not only about the looks. It's the I do understand full well the health impact of extra weight, and especially in my 40s, pushing mid 40s. Absolutely time to get serious, because all of those things are much more harder to correct the older you get. So in your 20s you can get away with lots more. In 30s, yes, you can get away with shit. But every decade later you really have to kind of start thinking about long term, and things are not so easy to shift with hormonal changes and all this. So I'll talk about exactly my weight and my eating changes maybe tomorrow. But now I'm here to say that yes, I failed on my first call out that I'm gonna be off alcohol and coffee. Let's see how I'll do with my second call out for myself. But here I am, being authentic. I was really like sitting there like, I don't even know who is watching this. Probably nobody, probably 1 viewer. Like a lot of my videos have, some of them have 9 views. I have no idea who those 9 people are. And some of my videos might have 1, so maybe nobody even knows, but I know. And I put this energy out there for the universe, so it doesn't matter who sees, who doesn't see. But I was like dreading coming here tomorrow, and I was like, I just ignore, like, oh, it's great, the last video didn't upload, I'm just gonna ignore it, I'm just gonna take it down, and I'm not gonna like re-upload it, and I'm just gonna ignore that all happened at all. But I'm just like, no, but I'm here to be authentic. So that's what I'm here. Like, I did fail. I said I'm gonna do something that I didn't do, and here I am owning up. Anyway, but this is life. It's hard. Like, one of the reasons why I don't actually want to work as a nutrition coach, and why I didn't even want to go and study nutrition further, is because you can have all the nutrition understanding and knowledge you want. The underlying issue is still, as I said the other day as well, how underneath every symptom or medical disease is actually your emotional state. yours or mine or whatever. So I'm very, very interested in nutrition, and even though, yeah, I did one diploma course, didn't even do a degree because it's just like, it wasn't my, I knew it wasn't gonna be my goal. I just wanted to kind of have a little bit of a more formal study as well, rather than just learning myself different things. But I've done two qualifications. But I've learned so much myself, and I've experimented a lot myself. I've had some clients with whom all the same thing as with myself is because you can have all the information you want, how to eat, what not to eat. It doesn't matter. The underlying issue is like, why are you making those choices that you do? So you can have all the, like, I know exactly what to do. I have many pathways that I know would work for me to lose weight semi-quickly or more quickly or slower or whatever. The problem is sticking to it, and the emotions, and not only the emotional eating side, the social eating, the boredom, the anxiety. I was like, oh, you know, I'm anxious, I want a coffee, or oh, I've had a tough day, I'm gonna have a glass of wine. Or when I'm off the wine, then I'm like, oh, I've had a tough day, I'm gonna have a cup of tea and some lovely chocolate. So in that way, like in a kind of short view perspective, it is directly the emotion that you're anxious or overwhelmed, you're gonna want to feel better. But on a bigger perspective, some people eat a lot, and I know many people in my life, throughout my life, that can eat terrible diets, and they have no weight issues. Because why somebody has weight on or not is not only the emotional issue, as I said, not only like, oh, I'm anxious, I want to feel better, therefore I have some ice cream. But it's often a boundary issue. So if people have weight, physical weight on them, it's because their energetic boundaries are weak, and they let people through their boundaries. So the body is putting on the protection, let's say. But I've been trying to work with my own weight, from the physical, you know, being on a really immaculate, not even like diet. Yeah, I've been, when I was younger, I did those magazine crash diets as well. But as I understand diet more, like really much more balanced, like really ancestral type of eating, like your grandmothers would eat, like all those bone broths and organic vegetables, and you know, your raw milk and homemade yogurts, and I've done all that as well, and it works, it's great. But there's something that always makes me stop doing it now. And then I've been working quite deeply in the emotional side of things as well, and the energetic side of things, like, and I've discovered some threads where some of the eating issues come from. For example, in one of my what's the word? My brain is completely blocked now. The word is anyway, one of those kind of regression sessions where you're gonna go into deep into your subconscious, like with no medicine or anything. I can't, this word completely escapes me now, but I completely came to a clear seeing of this pattern, how if somebody very dear to me that I didn't see much and was very in my life, and then they weren't in my life, and every time they came to visit, they came with a little bag of sweets, and I remember even then sometimes they came with no sweets, and I was disappointed, and I could see so clearly how in my regression journey I could see so clearly how that's one of the connections of, like, every time I see a dear friend coming over, oh, we have to sit down and have coffee and cake, or when meeting a friend in town, oh, we have to go for like lovely meal. So somehow, yeah, the dear people connection, seeing somebody, a dear friend or family or anybody, and the connection that you have to have something really nice, a sweet thing to accompany that reunion. I could so clearly see it coming from the childhood. That's just one example. So I've done a lot of that side of work as well, but I still haven't found the root. But it's kind of like a catch-22. You have to kind of work on the emotional side and energetic side, but then you do actually have to make good food choices as well at the same time. So kind of one is helping the other and fueling the other. You can't just do only the one, because it's well documented that people who diet end up gaining more weight over time. So that's not even new news, it's old news. I would say it's mainstream. I'm surprised if somebody doesn't know that yet. So, but here I am, starting again. And so, as I said, I'm not telling you yet what I'm doing, because I don't know yet. The way I'm going to decide between the two options, what path will I choose, is gonna have this little intuitive exercise. So I started to mention this before, but then I got distracted. But basically, with family constellation, you have this constellation field. It could be a table, it could be when you working with little dolls or little figures, or it can be a room, the floor of the room when you're working with other people. But I recently, first time, used this technique, and it was amazing. It's like when you put like two papers, you write down your, like maybe A4 paper, you write down your option 1 and your option 2. Like my one diet that I'm thinking, or like way of eating, and my other way of eating, and put them upside down, and I don't know which one is which, and stand on each paper and just tune in how I feel and just choose based on this. And that's what I'm gonna do tomorrow, and that's how I'm gonna decide, because looking into nutrition quite deeply and studying for myself, just for my own interest, not to like, I've long decided I'm not going to work as a nutrition therapist. I'm not going to go for further education and like to become a dietitian or anything. But for myself, I really have a keen interest, and when I find something, I'll go into these rabbit holes and learn stuff. And there's so much conflicting information that I can't even decide what is the ultimate truth. Nobody can, I don't think. And it really is different people, different things work for different people, and even for the same person, different things work in different times of your life. Last time maybe something worked for you, and this time not. So my first instinct would be to do the type of eating that I did when I finally lost all the baby weight. It was amazing. I'll tell that story one time. It was so amazing. Well, I can share this. It was I did pure carnivore eating, even though I've done ancestral eating types, different types. I've done keto, and they were all good. But when I finally did the carnivore and take the last carbs out of my diet, it was such a freedom of diet. Like the first time I was on a diet that I didn't feel I was on a diet. I just like all my cravings were gone. I wasn't obsessed of like how many calories, how many grams, how many this, how many that, what can I have, what can I not have. It was just so simple, and my brain could just so rest, and I was full. I was never hungry. I could always eat just a diet, and the weight was dropping away. There was no excess skin, there was no increased wrinkles, my hair started to grow, my eyelashes, everything just went. I was like, oh my god, first time in my life I have like the most beautiful eyelashes that I've ever had, ever since I was a teenager. So my first instinct would be like, just go and do that again. And wintertime is perfect for it because we don't have any nice seasonal fruit, vegetables, you know, berries that I will be missing out. I wouldn't do it in the summertime really, because how can you not eat cherries and strawberries when it's the season? I do believe in seasonal eating as well. So I always thought that like, okay, the winter months is good time to do a carnivore diet. But I'm not sure now, because I do believe that we are changing very quickly, our biology, our energy. We are, now, I might spook some of you with my craziness. I haven't gone too deep into this, sharing how we're becoming crystalline beings. So I really do believe that at some certain level, the evolution happens very quickly and it's a big hop. So I don't know, would it be energetically the best for me at this stage? So I am, who has heard about the carrot juice cleanse? So I might do the carrot juice cleanse, where you drink, what was it? I've done it before, but anyway, I'm not gonna get into too deep now. So it would be more still keeping carrot juice in as a main kind of cleansing agent, and then you would have simple meals of vegetables, fruits, and animal based, you know, proteins, meat, fish, eggs. So I'm not decided yet. I'll do the constellation field tomorrow. We'll see what speaks to me. I'll share it here, of course. So seems I did not plan this, but it seems like you're gonna have a bit of a weight loss journey here, which is not why I, like many people do their weight loss journeys on the diet related YouTube channels, which I didn't start out as, but since I'm doing a snapshot of my energy and my life and my happenings for 111 days, then, and since I'm decided to do this in my life now, then I'll be sharing this. Some people are very brave. I was sharing their pictures and the videos of the actual body with very little on. I probably will take some pictures, but maybe I'll share them whenever I'm ready to share. Sorry, I'm not sure, did you see that, but my battery is low. Anyway, almost half an hour of rambling, confession about not stopping alcohol and coffee when I said so, and now recommitment of still the alcohol and coffee stopping as part of a much bigger plan of losing weight, but not only for the looks, for the health, and for the energy, because the general health, the hormonal health, energy, obviously weight. I don't want to buy a new wardrobe of the new size. No, I'm gonna be determined to fit into my current wardrobe. That's everything is tight. And yeah, the energetics of it is a big part as well. I'll talk more about it as we go along. And now it's 30 minutes, pretty much in 7 seconds. Bye bye. Thanks for listening if you're still here. Like and subscribe. Everybody says that, and why not? Why not? If you liked anything here, if you're struggling with any of the same issues, if you've been struggling with the similar stuff in the past and now you're over it, leave me a comment. What did you do to move on, to level up, to permanently move on from this yo-yoing up and down roller coaster? Yeah, other than that, see you tomorrow. Bye.